Okay, I'm back at the 2.5 year mark, and I am going to check up on Alison, former roommate, and see what she's up to.
Hello, how's it going? Yeah, I'm in my third year, I guess.
God.
I know, it feels so weird. Studying space physics.
Are you in a solar group?
I am. My advisor's a solar physicist, but we're working on kind of a new project that's extending to like other stars. So not exclusively solar, but other stars and planets too. So.
Oh, cool. So what is it that you guys are trying to do?
So we're studying how the magnetic fields of other stars influence their planets. So here at Earth, we can sometimes get solar storms, which disrupt satellites and that kind of thing. But I think on some of these other planets we're finding outside the solar system, you might get like super violent stellar storms that might not be very good for living there. So we're trying to like constrain that.
Oh, okay. So you guys have been probably following all the probes and stuff that have been going to other
there's a lot of cool instruments that have gone up. There's a lot more that are like indefinitely going to happen sometime, which is how things go.
Oh, that is so cool, and it's so appropriate because it happens to be Women in Science Day.
Yeah.
Perfect timing, Alison. It's like it was meant to be in the stars.
Exactly.
So everyone's well into their research, but I'm sure along the way there's been some ups and downs. So let's start with lows, and then we'll go to highs.
Okay. We'll end on a positive note.
Of course.
Lows. Studying for quals this past semester was very difficult, but I passed. So
woohoo! PhD candidate.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So that's a low and a high, I guess. Low that I had to go through it, but now it's over. So I adopted a kitten this year. Her name is Sushi. Should I don't know if you'll be
show me
able to see
pics. Show me pics.
I have 10 million bajillion pictures.
I made friends with the neighbor's cat, and I think it's missing an eye, but she's really cute and squishy, and so I named her Mochi.
Here she is. For scale, there's a bottle of wine.
Oh my god!
So she's still pretty small.
So she's like an actual calico, kind of.
Yeah, she's delightful.
That must be a nice thing to come home to.
Yeah, it is nice having a little companion to snuggle with
when the days are rough.
Yeah, exactly.
But it sounds like you've had some also great things happen over the past 2 years.
Yeah, I think so. I'm enjoying my work. One of these horror stories you hear about grad school, so that's good. So I like Rice a lot, and I think that there's good like grad student community and everything.
Yeah. And one of my highs this year was like, who was the professor that was doing the lecture on the moon? Do you remember? I went to it, and it was really good, but he made it really, really great to relate to. And
no, it's good that it's like it's easy to make astronomy accessible because you can like see a lot of it happening in the sky. So. The solar eclipse last summer was really cool. One cool thing is that like if you look at the eclipse through the leaves of a tree, the holes between leaves act as like pinholes.
Oh my god, I saw that. Yeah. Like I also didn't understand the true pinhole experiments before until that happened.
It was really cool to see that happening.
I know some people took strainers and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, that's so neat.
Yeah.
So outside of academics, what has been going well for you? Despite what people think, grad students do have lives outside of labs.
Outside of lab, yeah. I'm running the chug team for Beer Bike this semester.
Yes!
So that's fun. We haven't started.
You're a bartender at Valhalla. I forgot to update people on that.
I was manager last year, and I'm glad that's over because it was a lot of work. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. So now I'm back to just 1 hour a week. Low commitment, but still a lot of fun.
Still fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like I've definitely settled into like an adult life routine kind of thing. When we were first year, it still felt a little bit like a college kid.
It's the classes stuff that I think you're done with classes, right? Yeah. So now once you're past that, you almost have like an actual job.
It's just a job, yeah. So things are going good, I guess.
What are your plans for the next 2.5 years?
Couple conferences this summer. I'm going on vacation with my family to England.
Awesome!
In the summer after one of my conferences. So
perfect.
That'll be fun.
See the Queen. Tell her I said hi.
Yeah, the Queen. No, I think we're going to try and go to Stonehenge on the summer solstice, which is
Oh
like
my gosh,
when it lines up and
amazing.
everything. So that could be pretty cool. From here on, we have a pretty clear picture of like some papers and stuff. So just get things done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be like, do you kind of know where you want to go after graduation too?
I am interested more in teaching, and I might be
Mm.
helping to teach like an experimental class in the physics department. Yeah, I think there's plenty of directions I could go.
Yay! Well, thank you so much,
Of
Alison,
course. Thank you
the
for
woman in
stopping by.
science of the day.
Yeah.
So we are here with Alyssa. So can you recap us on what you're working on?
Sure. I'm in a global health bioengineering lab. I'm currently working on a project called BillySpec, which is a low-cost diagnostic tool for neonatal jaundice. Our lab in general works on low-cost medical devices for low-resource settings, specifically maternal and neonatal health.
Oh, okay. I remember you joined Dr. Cordon's lab, right?
Yep, Dr. Richards Cordon.
Okay. And she's very well known for global health, so it seems like you're in good hands. Can you tell us a little bit about what has kind of been a challenge for you?
I think, like you said, like I've been in really good hands. Like this is the place to be for global health. I feel like even amongst academic labs, this is like the cutting edge research is going on here. We've had plenty of resources and funding. At least we as grad students haven't had to worry about that. And there's always plenty to do. In fact, I fell into the trap in my first or second year of being in 4 projects at one point. If my advisor says, you know, or I tell my advisor I'm passionate about global health, and she says, okay, all my projects are like that, now which do you pick? And I'm like, well, I don't know.
All of them.
Yeah. So, yeah, I fell into that trap. I think, so on the one hand, yes, I'm frustrated day to day, but I do also feel like I'm really lucky to be where I am and to be seeing the cutting edge of global health, even though there's a lot of work left to do in global health. Like it's still fairly new. There's still plenty to research, and there's still a lot of work moving from bench to bedside, I think.
Yeah, and it seems, well, I mean, this is the largest medical center in the world, right? Over here at the TMC, Texas Medical Center.
Yeah.
So it seems like you've got the resources and tools you need, which is great.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, I definitely feel like we all have a lot on our plate, and it's great. We have a lot of collaborators to keep up with, both in Houston and worldwide. We have people in Malawi, that's where I normally travel, El Salvador, China, Mozambique, and more. We're still expanding, so it's a lot to keep up with. And I think compared to some of my lab mates, my project has been a lot closer towards scale-up and commercialization. So with that, our lab's trying to figure out the ins and outs of working with industry partners and trying to go from research to documentation and medical device development, that kind of thing. And that has been difficult.
What you're doing, I think, has a really great impact that a lot of other graduate students, for example, we don't always see that applied side so much as I think the work you're doing. And, you know, for example, Alison does some more theoretical-based work that we don't physically touch. It's important nonetheless, but it's different.
Yeah.
And so that really, it's interesting to talk to you guys, like because everyone's doing such different things.
Yeah, and that's not to say that like other people's research isn't as impactful. Like it definitely is, but you just don't get that immediate feedback. I feel like we are curing cancer and saving babies, and that makes it, I guess, relatively easier to get funding or to get publicity or to recruit new graduate students. Like it helps.
56 grad students.
Yeah. This year,
Ay.
I mean, part of that is Bioe switching to an interview process rather than an immediate acceptance. So
Okay.
that's part of that. But yeah, it does. It like makes it really easy in that sense, and maybe a little unfair at times too. Like my boyfriend, for example, works on nanoparticles, and he'll say, "Well, I'm not curing cancer. I can't make my research as flashy." For just an example, like I still think what he's doing is going to save lives one day, but he's so at the beginning that it's hard to see or convince donors on that.
Yeah, it's interesting the nature of work. There's like a range from fundamental to applied work, and all of it plays a role at some point, maybe not now but later.
Yeah.
And it's important to understand. So it will impact the world as we know it at some level. You're getting devices made, you're going to be traveling soon.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah. I've definitely been lucky that even within my lab, I'm at a project that's like very far along, like in the research side, getting close to scale up. Like that's been cool to see that process. And yeah.
Well, you're not just a grad student, as in you're not here just to do research alone. So what else do you like to do when you're not in the lab? Minus like the gym scene right now, because obviously we go to the gym together.
Yeah, I love the gym so much. No, I
Which
do.
is why we're here.
Love and hate, I guess.
Yes.
Gosh, a variety of things. I love music. I played percussion in college, and now I go to the Houston Symphony all the time.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
It's been fun. I love food and cooking and biking. I've been sometimes going to like Rice's cycling and triathlon practices.
Oh, you do the rice dance, the salsa dancing, right?
Yes. Yeah. I go to the salsa classes.
Oh, that's so
with,
cool.
Rice salseros.
So what's next?
Ha! Great question. I would say I know what problems I want to solve, but I don't know what system to go in, like whether academia or industry or nonprofit or social entrepreneurship. I think I'm really fascinated right now by nonprofit and social entrepreneurship as a way to like kind of be my own boss and solve the global health problems I'm excited about. But I'm still kind of doing my homework as to like how to use the systems to create change. If that makes
Oh,
sense.
that's so inspiring. You're going. You're still in art history. We had a few panic attacks this year, I remember, but you're still here and thriving, still strong.
Every day struggling, but still.
What has been new for you these past two and a half-ish years?
First of all, I finished all the coursework here. I survived the very first 2 years. And this semester, I started a fellowship at the Museum of Fine Arts Houston. So it's really a very exciting and very opportunity for me to try another different, maybe professional option for me later in this field.
That's so neat. What are you doing there at the museum?
So I work at the museum every Tuesday, and right now I'm working on a project related to an upcoming exhibition called Between Sea and Sky, Blue and White Porcelain from Persia and Beyond. We're trying to build up some cultural connections from Persia and maybe East Asia and Europe, and try to bring about some global perspectives and get more people to see, to appreciate the beauty of Persian works.
Yeah, so I understand that the career opportunities for you were originally you were considering academia, but now
Yes.
maybe even working in a museum as a
Yes.
curator or something like that?
Yeah, curator, yeah. Before I started my fellowship, actually, I never thought I would consider to work at museum, but now I just, everything happened in these past few months totally changed my view.
And you're still doing the medieval Asian art?
Yeah, I major in medieval, what's my major?
I know, end of the year, I get it.
I still major in medieval Chinese art and archaeology, and I minor in Renaissance and Baroque.
You got to travel to Japan. It wasn't that long ago, right?
Yes, I'm very grateful. I got the very generous support from art history department.
Yay.
And so I went to Japan for this summer and the past summer to do my research there, and it was my very first time to be exposed to Japanese art collections related to my work.
Wow. So we mentioned some of the difficulties.
One of my biggest difficulties here actually while I was still in the coursework, because my advisor was on leave, and so most of the time I had to take classes outside my comfort zone. So no matter how hard I try, but it's still very difficult for me, and I feel it's kind of distracting from my own research because I spend most of the time like trying to finish the course requirements, which means at the same time I don't have enough energy and time to focus on my own research. Fortunately, my professor is back here now, and we are trying to build up a relationship and schedule regular meetings to talk about research updates and everything. So
That's good. So what's next, Dan? What do you think the next 2 years will hold for you?
the next 2 years, so
Do you have 2 more or 3 more?
3 more.
Okay.
Hopefully 3 more, but I don't know if I can finish that within 3 years. One of the biggest thing for my next step is submit the dissertation prospectus, and after that I'm trying to finish the dissertation.
Okay, and then
That's my
hopefully...
that's my big goal.
Okay, good. And maybe apply to museums in the future?
Yeah, if there's an opportunity, I would definitely try to apply.
Okay, so you heard from Alison and Dan as well as Alyssa, and they suggested that I do an update as well. It'll be 3 years. And what have I accomplished? Well, let's see, the 3 years in review. First year, it seemed like it was mostly adjusting to graduate school. So if you've been following my blog, I was much more regular in posting every week. Nowadays, it's more like every 2, 3, even every 4 weeks, because I was focusing more on the quality of the content versus the frequency, also because of grad school. So first year was that adjustment period. I had sort of more time and flexibility to explore research and to finish my classes properly and everything. Second semester of the first year is when I actually started research with Dr. Ajayan. It's the best decision I made in grad school was joining his group. The chemistry is great in the Ajayan Energy group, and I am very thankful to have had the mentors and colleagues that I've had, particularly the ones that helped the lithium-ion battery recycling project I'm doing now. So Marco, who's already graduated and at Argonne, played a major role in the success of this project, and Babu, my postdoc, was also a major key player, and Keiko, who was a senior graduate student, she helped me a lot with teaching me about grad school and about all the electrochemistry that I've been using in the projects. My second year was mostly focused on this lithium-ion battery recycling project, and it was not an easy year, but the core of the project, the core of the work was done in the bulk of the second year, and I can't even remember how all of these things passed. It's been so, it's gone so fast. This year in particular has been challenging. A lot of personal and academic things going on, and with family, with Isaac's immigration, there was a lot of activity inside and outside of the lab, and we wanted to publish. So for me, that was a big part of my graduate school career thus far, was the process of doing your experiments, designing them, troubleshooting them, and then finally sharing that with the scientific community. So I'm happy to say it was accepted finally after a pretty extensive peer review process. I don't think any work will ever really be perfect. There's definitely a lot that I wish we did more of, or we did better of, or so on. But as a whole, I'm pretty pleased with the impact I think the work can bring. I haven't discussed my research too deeply in my blogs, but the core of it is sustainability, and it has been a topic that I have very much enjoyed for the longest time. Even in undergrad, I started off as environmental engineering, so it's appropriate now in graduate school that even though I'm materials science, a lot of similar themes still mesh with this sustainability. And lithium-ion battery recycling will be very relevant in the next 10 years or so. So I'm very much looking forward to more people collaborating on these efforts to spearhead the efforts for lithium-ion battery recycling. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but lead-acid batteries are very commonly recycled, but lithium-ion batteries, which are found in your phones, your laptops, and Teslas and all these electric vehicles that are soon to be really revolutionizing the transportation markets, they have an end life at some point, and we need to figure out what to do with them. And so extracting those valuable elements will be relevant, and doing them sustainably in a manner that's more environmentally friendly and safer for people to work with is important. So I hope that when this paper gets released, maybe this week actually, people will be able to focus on the implications of this work and expand what we know and make it this dream kind of become a reality. So that's the end of basically the status of the third year. The hardest year for sure for me, but also the most rewarding. And I mean, I think I've learned a lot, but there's definitely a lot of room to grow and things to improve. And I guess that's my 5 minutes. I'll see you in the lab.